guys, October is here, which means Halloween is nearly upon us. A time for ghosts and ghouls and all the creepy, spooky things in the world. So basically the most wonderful time in the world for somebody who loves sci-fi and fantasy. So for this list I have my top 10 favorite Halloween movies. Those movies that I have to watch every year to get me in the mood for, you know, a night of dressing up in costumes and eating candy. Maybe I don't really need that much help getting in the mood. So at number 10, I have the Ghostbusters movie, which is an 80s comedy about a group of scientists who get kicked out of their university for studying the occult and decide to start a ghost busting business. I love this movie just for the humor itself, and the Ghostbusters song is amazing. I mean, who are you gonna call Ghostbusters? Number 9 is Dark Shadows. This is based off a classic television show about Barnaby Collins, who is a vampire who wakes up about 200 years later and finds that his family is kind of falling apart. It's dysfunctional, the house is falling apart, they don't really have the wealth or the prestige that they used to have when he was in charge of the family. So he's returned to help them get back their family pride and stuff. It's great. I love it. It's so funny and fantastic. At number 8 is Practical Magic. It follows two sisters who are witches. Their family has been cursed, and the men they fall in love with are going to have an untimely death. So one of them falls in love with basically a zombie and they need to destroy it. That's kind of the premise of the movie, and they need help in trying to convince the townspeople to help them and not burn them at the stake, basically. Yeah, number 7 is Mary Reilly. It is based off the book Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It is told from the perspective of Mary Reilly, who is a maid in Dr. Jekyll's household. She falls in love with Dr. Jekyll and kind of falls in love with Hyde also. So it's an interesting mix to the story. So it's got like this gothic creepiness to it. Kind of romantic, a little bit spooky. Number 6 is The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is another Tim Burton movie. It centers around Jack the Skeleton King, who comes from Halloweentown, finds a passageway to get into Christmas Town, and the citizens of Halloweentown decide that they're going to do their own version of Christmas and are going to help Sandy Claus by doing his job for him, which he isn't too thrilled about. So it's cute, it's fun, it's got an awesome soundtrack. It's fantastic. It also doubles as a Christmas movie, so yay! Number 5 is Halloweentown, which is a Disney Channel movie. It's actually a series of 4. There's 4 Halloweentown movies that center around the Piper family. Marnie finds out that her family comes from Halloweentown and that they are in fact witches. But if Marnie doesn't start her training that night, she's going to lose her powers forever and just be a normal human. So she follows her grandmother back to Halloweentown and ends up trying to help save the town from an evil wizard. Number 4 is Bewitched. It is also based off a classic television show. The television show Bewitched is about Samantha, who is a witch, but she hasn't told Darren, who she falls in love with, that she is until they get married. Samantha and Darren are trying to have a normal life, and Samantha has promised not to use witchcraft, but she keeps ending up in situations where she kind of needs to, and it's really quirky and adorable. In the movie, it takes place outside the television show, so they are trying to remake the television show, like relaunch it and make another television show, and they cast Nicole Kidman's character as Samantha, only she's a real witch. So she ends up falling in love with her co-star Jack, who's played by Will Ferrell, and like, it's really cute and adorable rom-com. Just really adorable. I love it. I love the television show, but this movie is like the perfect homage to it also. At number 3 is The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values. So these are also based off a classic television show. The Addams Family, they like the darker parts of life. They're very gothic. They live in a rundown mansion. They play in the cemetery. Yeah, the grandmother is a witch. There's deadly nightshade in their house. It's fantastic, creepy, spooky fun. It's about how important family is, even if you don't hold normal traditional values. So number 2 is Hocus Pocus. It is centered around the Sanderson sisters, who are a trio of witches. They're originally from Salem in the 1600s. They were trying to capture children and use the children's youth to keep them immortal. So the town in the 1600s manages to capture them and place them in a book. But then some teenagers, some 300 years later, go stalking around this house of the witches and unleash them. And then they need to fight the witches, basically. And it is really goofy, quirky, another comedy. My number 1 favorite all-time Halloween movie that I watch every year, usually on Halloween, is Young Frankenstein. It is a Mel Brooks movie. It is based off Mary Shelley's Frankenstein novel. This is the sequel. It takes place a couple generations later. So the main character is the grandson or great-grandson of the original Dr. Frankenstein. Grandson Frederick is also a doctor, and he's trying to distance himself from his family's like past and everything, so he's changed his name to Frankenstein, even though it's spelled the same. It plays homage to the old monster movies, particularly the Frankenstein ones, obviously. It's in black and white, and it's perfect. It's not really a creepy movie, but it's just stylistically beautiful and really funny. And yeah, I love this movie. So guys, there are my top 10 Halloween movies. Let me know in the comments what are your favorites. Love you guys. Peace out, and I'll see you later.